How are we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. Arsenal against Aston Villa. We got to kind of banish the demons of last season. This fixture, this game, Aston Villa, Unai Emery. It's effectively the game that lost us the title last season. If I'm looking at the league table in greater detail, then I would say that what lost us the title was that run we went on in December when, we lost to Fulham and then West Ham at home and everything else. But we went on that unbelievable run at the back end of the season. 18 games, 16 wins, 1 draw, which was Man City, and 1 defeat, Aston Villa. Beat Aston Villa at the Emirates. We're champions. It's that simple. And I think about that game and I think about the chance we had in that first half in particular, and it was Trossard. Empty net, 1-0. Villa have to come out. Villa were much the better side in the second half. They were all over us. And they deserved the win at the end of it. But it was just one of them games where you're looking back on and thinking, you were so nearly perfect. And that is the level that Man City were on. That you could play 18 games, win 16, draw 1, which was against that side, Man City, and only lose the 1. And yet it still weren't enough. Any other league in the world, if that's your form at the end of the season, you win the title. Comfortably as well. So yeah, we do need to banish those demons, but this is going to be a tough game. Very, very tough game. Villa are a very good side. And on the back of the North London derby, there could be that tiredness, the fatigue and everything else that looked like it was showing up points. We can't rotate a lot. It's going to be tough. Very, very tough. Aston Villa sits 7th in the Premier League. And if results go their way and they won this game, for example, they go into the Champions League places. What I will say with them is that, their last game away to Everton played on the same day as well as us when we played Spurs. So they haven't had an extra day's rest or anything else. They won that game 1-0. Ollie Watkins looked like he had the weight of the world lifted off his shoulders with that goal. And I suppose you can look at that one or two ways, that he will hit form now. Or at least he didn't go and get that goal and, the whole not scoring off his back in the game against us. But yeah, before that, Aston Villa had lost their last 5 away games in the Premier League. So their form away from home going into this is not the greatest. But again, like I said, because of all of the little, subplots to this with Unai Emery, of course, former manager and everything else. And it will be Emery versus Arteta and all the rest of it. And in some sense, Mikel has kind of wrote the wrongs of last season 50%. Because we also lost at Villa Park, but yet we've been to Villa Park this season and we've won. Took David Raya to have an unbelievable game as well. That save that he made, the reflex one. Unbelievable. And we won the game. So yeah, in one sense, Mikel Arteta has got one over Unai Emery this season already to cancel out one of last season. But we need to go and just keep winning. Liverpool got a tough game away from home to Brentford. Their home form is superb. And you look at the way that they never give up, the way that they came back against Man City last time out. So, Liverpool, they won't have an easy game. And if they slip up before we go into this game, we know where we stand. We've just got to go out and do the job. Home advantage. We need the crowd to be the same as what it was against Spurs. I know it's difficult in a sense because, You will never be up for a game in the way that you are against Spurs. It's that simple. But every single home game from now to the end of the season, we need to be the 12th man. And it's that simple. It's that simple. It's going to be a tough game. Morgan Rogers in particular. The game at Villa Park, he was excellent. And that's why I'm going to pick what I'm going to pick. I just think he's such a good player. And yeah, it's going to be so interesting what we do. But yeah, we need to get the 3 points. Let's just get the 3 points, please. So with that said, let's go and get into the predicted lineup. Starting off in goal, David Raya. Very straightforward. Right back, Jurriën Timber. Very straightforward. Right centre-back, William Saliba. Again, another straightforward one. Left centre-back, Gabriel. Wouldn't mind another goal. He's unbelievable, isn't he? But yeah, it's a very simple one. Left back, Miles Lewis-Skelly. Been an absolute revelation. And I think the biggest compliment to him is that you don't need to rush Calafiori back. And the reason why we're looking at getting rid of Tierney and Zinchenko is because Miles Lewis-Skelly's ahead of all of them. He's superb. So yeah, simple. Now this is the position. I'm not going to play Thomas Partey because of the likes of Morgan Rogers. I feel that Thomas Partey disappears a bit in that role, and we kind of get ourselves exposed in transition. I'm tempted to play Declan Rice because he's just unbelievable as a 6 and he can just go everywhere. But that would mean Moreno playing, and I don't think he will. I'd actually start Jorginho for this game. Jorginho sits. Literally sits. He only goes when he has to go and he knows he's not going to get caught out. And his passing range and his ability on the ball and everything else, his calmness, the composure, could be just what we need. Fresh legs as well. Let's remember that. On the right-hand side, I believe this will be Trossard. Raheem Sterling didn't do enough to warrant starting the game against Villa. I thought he was well below par. Frustrating at times. Not releasing the ball. And I said in my preview, didn't I, before the Spurs game, release the ball quicker. Or just release it. And he has that habit where there's a pass on and he doesn't. And yeah. But I feel that possibly will be Trossard. I don't want to see Martinelli on that side. Next to him, Martin Odegaard, last couple of games, be more like his old self. He must be getting a good night's, rest. He's not doing the night feeds or whatever it is. So Martin Odegaard will play. Next to him, Declan Rice. Immense against Spurs. Need another immense performance. It's that simple. On the left-hand side, Martinelli. Came on as a sub against Spurs, so he should be quite fresh. Listen, if you want to play him on the right, Trossard left, I don't know. It's very easy rotated. Whatever you want to do. And then up front as the striker, it will be Kai Havertz. Don't think he had the greatest of games against Spurs. He looks like he's very low in confidence. It was nice to see the reception he got and the backing from the fans. But yeah, it'd be nice if he could get himself a goal. We have no other strikers, so there is nobody else that we can play or what we can do. And it's that simple, really. I don't think we've got many players that we can play that give us freshness, the likes of Jorginho, Martinelli. And that's really about it. When you think of what we've got missing, Jesus, I nearly said Sanya. My word, how long ago was that? Saka, Wanyeri, Ben White, Tomiyasu. For Villa, though, they're missing Ross Barkley, and they're also missing John McGinn. I'm glad he's missing because he's annoying and he always does well against us. Pau Torres as well. So they've got their, injuries as well. But we're going to have to get past Emi Martinez. He always wants to try and put one over us. It'd be a big game. Big game. Get the 3 points. If Liverpool do slip up before we play, big incentive. If Liverpool don't slip up, we've got to follow suit. It's that simple. We just got to keep ticking each game off now, game by game by game, one after another. It's that simple. So there we go. That is it for the preview and the predicted lineup. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot very soon. I'm out of here.